One of the practices that we are taught when we are in the seminary training is that if you travel somewhere and you are exposed to different kind of experience about life or something that valuable, some insight, for our Dharma friends, you share. So our friends, Dharma family can have indirect experience about that spiritual trips and or your life events. So we are happy to have a Bono and Drew who recently traveled to different places of the world. So please welcome Bono to share.
안녕하세요. As Wong Gong said, my name is Bono, and many of you may not recognize me, but I'm not new to this community, this temple. It's been a part of my life for almost 20 years now. I've just been away a lot. For the past several years, I've been living and working outside the United States as a Peace Corps volunteer. For those who may not know, Peace Corps is a US government agency established in 1961 by President John F. Kennedy. Its mission is to promote world peace and friendship through community-based development and intercultural understanding. I returned about a week and a half ago after serving in the Philippines for 7 months as an environmental education and adaptation specialist. I was based in Central Luzon State University, working at their Center for Climate Change and Environmental Management. The Philippines is one of the most disaster-prone countries in the world. Between July and December, which is their typhoon season, last year there were 21 typhoons, many of them super typhoons. And at one point, there were 4 typhoons lined up to make landfall. In that context, I used my background in climate change and environmental health to support institutions in developing climate action plans and strengthening their disaster preparedness. I didn't have to do a whole lot because, as you can imagine, they're already a very resilient community. In fact, there was much I learned from them than I was able to, help them with. I also delivered, being on a university campus, I also delivered guest lectures on different environmental health topics, conducted scientific publishing workshops, and mentored undergraduate and graduate students. Outside of work, I had a chance to experience the warmth and hospitality the Filipinos are proud of. I traveled across the country. It's an incredibly beautiful place made up of 7,800 plus islands. Personally, being away from home has been one of my greatest teachers. It has taught me to live more mindfully and intentionally, with a greater sense of simplicity and gratitude. It has also been a practice in letting go of attachments, existing ones at home and the new ones that I form overseas. I have often asked myself a simple question: what is my purpose on this planet? Why am I here? It has to be more than raising a family or building a career. Through my Peace Corps service, I found my answer. My purpose is to be of service to others, to help others help themselves. Serving in the Peace Corps is also my way of giving back to this country, my adopted home, which has given me so much. Helping others is often seen as a noble act, but to me, it is one of the most selfish things we do. You might wonder, how is that? Well, it's because when I help others, I receive so much joy and fulfillment in return. It's a feeling I've come to cherish, and so I've chosen to continue on this path for as long as I'm able to. So this June, I'll be heading to Mongolia for 2 years to teach English and do community development work. And perhaps in many ways, it is this temple and this community that first planted that seed of service in me, the importance of compassion, humility, and service to others, which we talk about all the time here. And for that, I am deeply grateful. In another recent experience, I lost my father on February 6th. He was 92. He passed away peacefully and painlessly, and for that I am also very grateful. I have lost friends and family before, but this was the first time I witnessed death so closely. As I performed his last rites, from cremating his body to collecting his ashes to releasing them in our holy river Ganges, it gave me a profound understanding of death. But more importantly, it made me reflect on how we spend our lives. So much of our time is consumed by small, petty, and ultimately meaningless things that in the end carry no real value. My Baba, as we call our dads in India, was a stubborn man, and towards the end, caring for him became difficult for my mother. Whenever I spoke with her, she would often share her frustrations, but now she misses him deeply. They were together for 60 years. I'm sure she reflects on those moments now, but as is often the case, that realization comes too late. It made me ask, why do we do this? Why do we let ego and trivial matters take up so much space in our lives? Drew and I sometimes argue about small, insignificant things. We fight about them. So I've found myself reflecting, and I don't want these unnecessary conflicts or negativity in our lives anymore. And I've told him, I don't want us to do that anymore. We need to stop. At the temple, we often talk about awareness, about being present and mindful in how we live. Seeing Baba's body burn to ashes, everything came into perspective for me, what matters and what doesn't. In his passing, he left me with the final gift, the awareness of how I should live the rest of my time.
Thank you, Bono, for your sharing. Let us all join palms together, have a moment of prayer in silence, sending our prayer energy in gratitude towards Bono's Baba, our Father. May you rest in peace. May you be free. We thank you. We honor you. We thank you for your beautiful daughter, this world.
Good morning, I'm Drew, and I recently retired. To kick off my new phase of life, I spent 3 months traveling in Asia. First, I visited Bono, stationed in the Philippines with Peace Corps, then to Thailand, Japan, and India. I went to cities, villages, mountains, archipelagos, temples, shrines, wats, churches, rivers, waterfalls, caves, restaurants, street food, night markets, museums, trails, footpaths, alleys, rice paddies, forest monks, beaches, coffee shops, and 7-Elevens. I traveled by foot, swimming, bicycle, kayak, motor scooter, trike, jeepney, tuk-tuk, banca, scuba, ferry boat, bus, subway, train, and airplane. I saw dogs, cats, cows, water buffaloes, and monkeys wandering freely. Some days I spoke only to order food. I heard many languages. I tried new cuisines. At various times I felt elated, exhausted, delighted, dehydrated, ill, inspired, lonesome, lucky, recharged, and replenished. A few highlights. I found kindness, curiosity, generosity, gentleness, friendliness and etiquette in all the places I visited. I discovered how important it is for my growth to get outside my comfort zone. I was reminded daily of my good fortune in life and at times of my entitlement and neo-colonial mindset. To bring it back to the Dharma Hall, I think of the grace of fellow beings seen in small kindnesses and friendly strangers around the world. I think of meditation helping me cultivate equanimity to be a better traveler. I think of timeless and placeless zone. During travel, I had a more fluid sense of time and space. This felt good and helped refresh my beginner's mind. That is my report. Thank you.